I ran this FENDT sprayer today and I was not expecting this. There are a few things it does really well and a couple things that surprised me in a bad way. I'm going to show you how it performs out in the field, what it's like in the cab, and whether or not I think it's worth the money. Let's get into it. FENDT was mostly known for its tractors, but now their sprayers are starting to gain market share. Anyone can read spec sheets online, but I wanted to see it firsthand out in the field and take you along for the ride. My first impression is that this thing looks amazing and it's super tall, which will be nice for desiccating canola. The frame looks like it's built super heavy and they didn't skimp on steel, so I wouldn't be afraid to stretch the tank size. The tank is small on this specific unit as it's only 1,300 gallons compared to the new standard of like 1,600 gallons on most of the flagship model sprayers. It's got the 3-inch front mounted fill hose, but no flow meter to measure the product that you're putting in the tank. That's because there's a float inside the tank like you'd see on your pickup truck's fuel tank, and it automatically registers the tank volume to the monitor in the cab in real time. There's an exterior control panel to start and stop the pump and also adjust the agitation. There's actually a pile of other buttons on this control panel, but honestly I haven't yet figured out what they all do. The engine is at the front of the machine rather than at the back like on my Case IH Patriot, so I'm curious if I'll notice any differences. Climbing up into the cab, it's a long ways up, then one step down into the cab. Once inside the cab, I immediately notice how much space there is. Visibility is really good, and there isn't a pile of blind spots. The steering wheel tilts and telescopes. The seat is comfy and has air ride. The buddy seat is set slightly forward rather than right beside the driver, so you can see your left-hand boom even with a passenger. There's only one cup holder, which isn't the end of the world. It does have a Bluetooth radio. Stuff like this might not seem like a big deal, but when you're putting a bunch of long days in the field in a row, the creature comforts in the cab start to matter more than ever. One thing I noticed with this FENDT that's really cool, it doesn't just run at wide open throttle like my previous sprayers all day. The motor only runs as hard as it needs to, which saves a bunch of fuel, reduces noise, and engine wear. So the engine is controlled electronically and adjusts RPM based on ground speed, hydraulic demand on the spray pump, and drive system from the terrain or load. So if you're operating lightly, RPM drops. If you hit mud, hills, or it senses you need more hydraulic power, RPM climbs automatically. Driving this sprayer down the road, it hauls ass. It does like 38 miles per hour, but I'd be leery to go that fast with a full tank of product. It has air ride suspension, so it's smooth and stable, even when traveling at high speeds. It handles well, and you're not getting tossed around the cab. Unfolding is simple. The whole thing unfolds with the push of one single button. It unfolds pretty fast and smooth. I like that it unfolds the outer wings to the front and then the inner sections after so that you can easily see what's going on and hopefully never hit something like a power line. As far as spraying goes, today we're spraying a fungicide and PGR on oats, and we're using a pretty high water volume. We have the wrong nozzles on the sprayer today though, so that's what's limiting our ground speed. It's a beautiful sunny day with a bit of a gusty wind, so hopefully we're not going to drift too bad. I usually like to run at 10 to 12 miles per hour, agitate at 10 psi, and run an operating pressure of 40 or so psi. This sprayer is set up with a 132-foot Millennium boom, and the auto height control is smooth and contours the ground perfectly because it has 7 ultrasonic height sensors rather than just one at each end of the boom like some other units. This machine is plumbed with a recirculating boom loop, so it's self-priming and can also recover the chemical back to the tank at the end of the day. Rinsing out between products is also less of a hassle thanks to this system. That's because you can run your tank rinse in a loop as long as you want before spraying it out the nozzles. This sprayer has overlap control using sectional nozzle shutoff. So each nozzle has a solenoid to turn it on or off automatically anywhere you've already applied product, saving you money on wasted chemical and also prevents potential crop damage from over application. There are 2 monitors in the cab to run this thing, which might be overwhelming for the technologically illiterate, but I found it wasn't too bad to learn. The Raven Viper 4 monitor is responsible for all the mapping, auto steer, and GPS stuff. The Hawkeye rate controller screen is responsible for controlling all the sprayer related functions like operating pressure, agitation, tank volume, etc. It's nice to not have to toggle between screens constantly on one monitor while operating in the field. On my old sprayer, everything happened through the Raven monitor, and it seemed to regularly overwhelm it and cause it to glitch out, lag, or outright crash, which is absolutely not what you want happening out in the field. Oh man, so controls, yeah, so we got our GPS screen here, the Pro or the Viper monitor, and then all of our sprayer functions are in this screen here. So this is your joystick, spray on off, cruise control 1 and 2, Your auto steer, grab your line. This is your center rack up and down, boom sides. This is your boom controls, or this is your spray sections on and off, fence line nozzles. These are your individual hydraulic for your booms. Otherwise you have your auto fold open and close. Tank sump open, pump on. This is your valve, I believe. Parking brake, highway mode. Yeah, it's got lots in here anyways, so. So the $1 million question is, would I run one of these sprayers on my farm? The answer is yes. This sprayer really impressed me, even though there's a few small things that I would change. Not to mention, we have a really great dealership that stands behind this brand and the products they sell. Shout out to LMS, Corey, Penner, and Malcolm for bringing this machine out for us to try and making this video possible. My name is Al Sid. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel.